Welcome to Get Your Bell Rung, a pro wrestling podcast. Tonight, we are recapping Smackdown. It just went off the air. Did we love it? Did we hate it? Did we really care? We will find out. Before we get into it, before I introduce my co-host, guys, I did a great interview with Robert Cook, the son of legendary Hall of Famer Bob Cook. Check that out. You can find that on social media, on Facebook, actually, and as well as YouTube. Also, it's official. We are now on ECUSA. If you don't have that app, get the app. Go to your Roku device or your Fire Stick, whatever you watch your crap on your streaming services you're on. Go to it and search it and download it. My co-host next to me is from Rasslin Memories, the Grizzled Vet. Below me, former WCW talent, the author of such an excellent book that I highly recommend, Looking Up at the Lights, which, by the way, Robbie Idol, they actually stole your title and mentioned it on Smackdown tonight.
Right.
Of course, I'm talking about Robbie Idol. And next, man who doesn't need no introduction, former WCW, former WWF/WWE, amongst many of the other promotions that he has wrestled for, Hall of Famer. He is a trainer. What? Cooker, Bob Cook. Gentlemen, how are you?
No, Robbie's the trainer. Robbie's the trainer. Hey, was that Anthony there yesterday?
No, I guess he didn't go to school the other day, so his mom said he couldn't go to training.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, I know Robbie's trained as well, but you've trained wrestlers yourself, Bob. You've been a part of that. Matter of fact, you trained your son. You had a big hand in training your son. Well, which, by the way, I asked your son, and I was hoping for a different answer that he gave me, but I asked him, who has the best punch in the business? Is it you or your dad? And he said you. Like, damn it.
Of course he did. The check cleared, so.
Well, you know what would have been a really funny if he'd have said either me or Big Rob Yago. that wouldn't have set well with Bob.
Well,
or
Robbie,
if you would have been honest and said Jerry the King Lawler.
Well, Robbie, your name came up quite a bit. Matter of fact, I asked him who has influenced him probably more than anyone in the business, and it was your name that came up. Well, it was the question was besides your dad.
Okay,
it was your name that came up. So we talked a little bit about you. We talked about how old you are now, and you should be
right. Right.
Let's get into SmackDown, guys. Look, I'll be honest. When the show first started, and we see what happened with Cody, I was like, this is going to be a long night. And we'll get right into it. The opening segment was the vision of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was doing his thing, the blah, blah, blah. And then the Usos came out. Paul Heyman said, the one thing I thought I taught you was numbers always wins. The Usos said, if you think we're not by ourselves, Cody Rhodes music hits. No Cody Rhodes. Next thing you know, cameras are running backstage to the bus. They open up the bus right as Drew McIntyre is leaving, and then there's Cody Rhodes kind of falling out of the bus. This is what made this so bad for me, and I'm just being honest with you. It showed he had a pretty good gash right here, amongst other things that Drew, supposedly kicked his ass. But where was all the blood? Look, I have busted myself open enough times to know that part of your body bleeds a lot. That just looked just ridiculous to me. I'm just being honest. If you're going to go that far, then go ahead and get color and real color and get yourself sliced open or something so you could have the real blood. They didn't have it. That left me a little, this is how we're starting, guys. Bob, start with you. What did you think about this first segment, man?
I don't know. I get so sick of these behind the scenes beat ups, attacks. It's been done so many times. How about just settle it in the ring? We already know there's an issue. Come on. Originality would be something in 2025 that would shock me.
Grizzled Vet, man, am I just thinking too much into this?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, it's a little bit corny when they open. You see Cody, and he's like kind of like dangling upside down. Bob's talking about originality. I'll tell you about originality. My son was watching it with me. He likes to watch SmackDown on Friday nights with me. 14 years old. He's listening to the segment. They're talking. My son goes, "Here come the Usos." Music plays. They're like, "Oh, they didn't come alone. Where's Cody?" Music plays. You know, my 14-year-old son was calling this piece by piece in this segment. So Bob's talking about originality. I'm going to have to agree. They're not really doing anything different because, you know, a 14-year-old could cue the music perfectly.
Now, but look, I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
You do that.
How professional wrestling has been around for so long. Can it be? I mean, can we have originality anymore? Because I mean, how, you know what I'm saying? It's been around for so long. How can you even come up with something original? Everything's pretty much has been done in professional wrestling. Robbie, tell me about the segment, your thoughts on it, and also answer that question. I mean,
what? It's been around since the 50s, so somewhere along the line, something's been done. So the originality thing is kind of hard to do. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with the Grizzled Vet, and I think maybe I'm kind of sugarcoating that because I got to be on show with him tomorrow, and I figure he's dealt with me. That'll be the third day, and he'll know what my wife goes through every day.
Don't you freaking agree with the Grizzled Vet just because you're on the show with him tomorrow? How was that?
I'm gonna throw him softball questions tomorrow.
With the blood thing, but yes and no. I do see your point because he is dangling there, and like you said, to see the gash and everything. He should. You're probably thinking a little bit into it, but that makes more for the storyline if he would have been bloody, and been a mess and stuff like that. But they didn't, But I mean, everything, and he's saying, the Grizzled Vet saying his son's calling it and stuff. But there we go again. Are they just cruising?
Right.
Exactly. We've been around a while. I mean, we're up in our years, a little gray and all that going. But when a 14-year-old who's been watching it is calling it, maybe they can kind of mix it up a little bit.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, fair point.
14 and you're calling this shit. Okay.
Right. Bob,
kind of, change it up.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said you had something to say.
Well, I was just going to say, if you remember a few weeks ago when Jade Cargo got that nasty gash, she wasn't gushing blood. It was just a nasty gash.
Yeah, she should have been bleeding though.
Yeah, but what do you mean she should have been bleeding? It was real. It wasn't like she went, "Oh, no blood, no blood." She hit her head and went, "Oh shit, I'm bleeding for real."
Now again, after this segment, my first thought of this is gonna be a long fucking SmackDown, but I was wrong. It actually picked up, and I enjoyed the SmackDown tonight. It went pretty fast, in my opinion. It was pretty smooth. We had some really good matches. Next, we go to the match between Dragunov and JD McDonough for the fake open challenge. And I call it the fake open challenge because, look, guys, I'm sorry. I am on the side still of Ciampa, and I think Dragunov, I know he's supposed to be the babyface. I know that they're booking him to be the strong guy, but the whole thing of not wanting to wrestle Ciampa still because he's a jackass is just, I don't like it. And to me, it makes Dragunov look weak, and it makes the open challenge look fake. But that said, what a match this was. This was, in my opinion, and such a good match. Idol, start with you. What did you think about this match, man?
I thought it was a good match. I mean, both were good. McDonough's good. They just, now they seem to start more using him more and letting him do some stuff, and showcase his talents and stuff. So he's good. Dragunov's good. They both had a good match. They look like they clicked together. So, it was very enjoyable. It was a good match to watch.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of times that I'm like, holy shit, is Dragunov going to drop the title?
Yeah, I mean, there was some good spots through it. They did some good stuff all through the match, so it was very entertainable.
Yep. Grizzled Vet, did you enjoy this match, man?
Oh, yeah, this is by far, for me, the match of the night. The first match of the show, and it's the match of the evening for me. But, what do you expect when you got Ilja Dragunov and JD McDonough? If you let those two guys go, they're going to put on a great match because those guys are great wrestlers. That just kind of goes to show you. And yes, there were a couple times where you thought, whoa, JD might win. But then you got to realize, okay, that's not going to happen.
Right.
Because we got to have that inevitable Ilja Tommaso Ciampa match, which I know you're just itching to see. Tommaso don't need no open challenge because he's just going to get a title shot eventually. It's called storyline. Yeah. It builds up to it.
Right.
And Tommaso Ciampa's marketing it now too. So, go with that.
Right.
We can talk about that when they come out for their match. But
no,
it was a great match. I thought it was a hell of a way to start off SmackDown after that kind of lackluster opening with a promo. But I'm not a promo opener. I'd rather have a match to start the show. That's just kind of me. But everything starts with a promo nowadays.
Yep.
Unless you're AEW. Tony Khan will actually start with a match. So unless he's doing something right.
I'm a Ciampa fan, so I want to see him win this title eventually. Bob, were your thoughts on this match?
No, it was a really good match. I mean, I didn't care, but it was a good match. Those two guys, they're good, but they couldn't sell out a high school gym as they're in the main event. So there's that. Man. But you gotta have guys like that on the show, I guess. But they're never gonna go any further than they are. They're never gonna go more than mid card. Come on, realistic. Get rid of that stupid neck tattoo. What are you, hanging around Dominic Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, and Robbie Idol? Enough of that BS.
I wholeheartedly disagree about these guys not being able to put asses in seats because they fit. Like I agree with Robbie. They meshed well together in this match. Dragunov is such an incredible guy. I mean, his workouts are incredible. He has a lot of people who follow him just because of the workouts that he shows. Grizzle, do you agree with Bob that these two guys couldn't sell out a gym, nor could they reach main event level?
I disagree with Bob on that one. I think eventually we're going to see Ilja versus. I wouldn't mind seeing Ilja versus Punk or Cody at this point in time. He's going to get a world title shot. He's going to main event.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
JD, I don't know because they've kind of got him tied with the Judgment Day. They might have soiled him a little bit, but no, I think Ilja can be main event easily.
They missed such a great.
I've never been in the ring, so
right.
I'm only judging by what I like and what I see.
They missed such a great opportunity with JD McDonough. Almost a give me, really, because when he got injured, the whole time he was gone, I mean, people were behind this kid. They wanted to see him to come back. They were excited for him to come back, but they brought him back the way they did. I think that if they would have wrote something better for him, came back, pretty much turned on the Judgment Day right away, I think that he could have been a major babyface at that particular point in time with a lot of people getting behind him. Robbie, am I right? Am I wrong? Do you agree with Bob?
No, I agree with you. I mean, here and I think if they don't come back to this match, I mean, this is on creative again. Now you see how well they meshed. You could have like a run with this. You're feuding all these other people. That would be a good, like give them a little bit of a run and feud the two of them. I mean, see where it goes or whatever. McDonough was like a big fan of him in the beginning, but after you watch him work and stuff, the kid can work. So and he, like you said, Dragunov can work. You need to start finding other guys instead of, the guys you've got it. They're just, because you're doing the same stuff with all your guys at the top. You're not putting anybody new in. You're not putting them against anybody new. So you need to start trying to see what else you got and go different avenues.
Yeah. Yep. Next, we go to backstage with Flair and Bliss. It seemed like Bliss manipulated Flair a little bit to meet with her, so she brought her to a room where Rhea Ripley was at. Charlotte obviously didn't really want to talk to Ripley, but it was left there. We next went to the backstage with Nick Aldis with kind of a status update on Cody. He addressed Paul Heyman. Bob, let's go start with the Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss walk backstage. Anything about this?
I don't know. It's just more backstage gibberish.
Yep.
Gibberish.
Yep.
It's just justifying your writers being able to write those few lines they said as they walked towards the back or the door or wherever the hell they went.
Yeah. Grizzle, is this something that could have just been left off of the show?
I don't think we need it. I think they've rushed the Charlotte Flair thing a little too much already. Because, what was it last week? I can't be in this match. And then 2 days later, here I come to save the day. I wanted to see the Charlotte Flair save like the night before Survivor Series.
Here I come to save the day. Oh.
Yeah, kind of that time. Who doesn't like Mighty Mouse? Anyways, I think they rushed it too soon. I don't think Charlotte should have been, this could have been something where, Alexa tried to get her to talk to Rhea and Charlotte just went, no, I said I'm not going to do this. And then she just walks back out. They could have done that with this thing to kind of feel. Right. They just kind of went, okay, Charlotte's not going to be in. Okay, now Charlotte's in the match. We're all good. I think they rushed it. I think it could have been a more interesting story if they'd have played it out a little bit, with Charlotte. But it was what it was. It's a backstage segment.
Yeah. Robbie, your thoughts on it, man?
It's something to fill time. You could have left it out. I mean, no big deal. Yeah, and it probably would have been, like the Grizzled Vet said, it'd been better to have her come in and save it closer to Survivor Series or at Survivor Series.
Right. Yeah. Now, as far as the whole Nick Aldis, Cody thing with Paul Heyman, that definitely, in my opinion, could have been left off the show. So I'm going to leave it off of this show unless you guys want to talk about it.
It didn't serve any purpose.
Nope.
I did think it was funny. It was funny when Paul went to shake Aldis's hand, then he turned and shook Braun Strowman's hand. Or Braun Breaker's hand. Sorry, yeah. Braun Strowman. What the hell am I thinking?
Braun Strowman's in Wisconsin drinking beer and eating cheese the next show.
No, he's eating everything on the menu.
Everything on the menu, yes. He's in Wisconsin this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
is that show any good? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It makes me hungry when I watch it.
It's not bad.
I get done going, I need a snack now. Damn.
The next match is the
might have something to do with morbid obesity because I have that problem.
You just call Grizzled Vet obese?
Well, I was just assuming. I don't know.
He didn't say beast. He said obese. I'm a cute.
Yeah, it's a difference.
The next match is Bronson Reed versus Carmelo Hayes. I am glad this match was not what I thought it was going to be. I thought that this was basically going to be a squash match. It wasn't. This was actually a really entertaining match. And I myself loved the outcome of the match. They were able to protect Bronson Reed while also pushing Carmelo Hayes to get this win and to move on. What happened is that we had the Usos interfere right as Brian Breaker was about to interfere and spear Carmelo Hayes out of his fucking shoes. Then we seen Cody Rhodes get involved, ultimately getting Reed to the point where he wasn't able to get up to beat the 10 count, leaving Carmelo Hayes victorious. Robbie, your thoughts on this match, man? Are you glad they went this direction, or do you think this should have just been a squash match?
No. Bring up you guys tell me what your thoughts are. Okay. Backstage,
Yeah,
they called it. Heyman said that.
Yeah, Rob,
figures. All right. Well, what about so Heyman says? Okay, Heyman said he doesn't need any help out there, and now all of a sudden, like a quarter of the way through the match, out comes Logan Paul and Braun Breaker. So in a way, I kind of thought they made him look a little weak by bringing those guys out. And then when they did that, I wasn't expecting the outcome or seeing the Usos or Cody Rhodes, but I am glad that, it went the way it did. But I still think they kind of made Bronson Reed look a little weak in the beginning by sending those guys out when, Heyman goes, oh, we don't need them.
Right. But isn't that just basically typical heel faction behavior? Grizzled Vet, do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts on the match?
Well, yeah, and thank you for filling me in because I actually missed the very end. I actually had to leave the room for a second. When I came back in, there was just like chaos, and I couldn't figure out who won that thing. No, you knew there was going to be interference. Of course, Braun Breaker and Logan Paul are going to come back out, and of course, the Usos are going to get involved, and Cody, who's now I guess either cleared by medical or told medical to fuck off. There goes Robbie. So I don't know. I mean, but. Match was okay. I agree with what you said. It doesn't take any of the momentum off Bronson Reed and the vision, and it lets Carmelo go ahead in there because I was expecting, Bronson, and I was going to be wondering, okay, who's going to take out Bronson Reed because Bronson Reed is not going to be the final opponent for John Cena.
Right.
So
right.
My
Bob.
son thinks it's going to be Carmelo Hayes, but
no,
I don't think it's Gunther.
Yep. Bob, your thoughts on this match, man? Do you like how they booked this match? Do you think it should have went to a different direction?
I thought it was Bronson Reed, if not his best match, definitely one of them. The other kid looked great. I like the fact they let the kid win. I would have let him beat him by pinfall. They still could have did all the old outside the ring stuff, smash him in the post. Cody did his gimmick. Could have thrown him right in the ring. But he's a big fat man, so probably not. But I thought it was good.
Yep. I did too. Next is DIY Johnny Gargano.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You missed the Cody Rhodes on the desk, one of his best promos in months, where he actually had a little bit of passion, where he actually sounded like he was really mad. He wasn't doing his usual, I want to do this. He was fired up, and that made me like, man, this is the Cody Rhodes I want to see.
Yep, you're right. I don't know how I skipped that over, but yeah, Cody Rhodes after cut a promo on the announcer's table. He basically addressed each of the vision. Then he directed comments directly to Paul Heyman saying, you build them and I would knock them down. This is kind of the history between Cody Rhodes and the Rhodes family and Paul Heyman, especially with, I really like this, with the Steiners. That the Steiners have never been better than the Rhodes. Grizzled Vet, what was your thoughts on Cody Rhodes' promo? Very passionate.
Well, yeah, I agree with Bob. It actually sounded like Cody had a pair for once and wasn't, what do you want to talk about? And being all, smooth talking or whatever. I like the promo. Like I said, I came back in, saw the schmoz going on, couldn't figure out who won, finally realized it was Carmelo, and then sat down and got to see the promo. So that's kind of right where I came in, was right before Cody did the promo.
Yep. Robbie, what did you think about Cody Rhodes' promo?
I liked it. Like Bob said, he finally showed passion and stuff. He wasn't like just mellow and stuff like that. He was fired up. It made you, you're like, wow, hopefully this is what we get at Survivor Series.
Right. It is worth mentioning that they made the announcement that Sheamus injured his shoulder and would not be able to participate in the finals against LA Knight. So now we don't know who LA Knight's going to face. Apparently, Nick Aldis and your other dude, I can never remember his name. Adam Pearce, yep, from Raw. Apparently, they're going to be meeting to figure out exactly who is going to face LA Knight on SmackDown next week. Now, this is the question. Could this be the way that they're going to bring in that big surprise? Is this so-called injury kayfabe in order to create the opening to bring in a big surprise? Robbie, go ahead and start with you.
You're going to be let down again. I think you're talking about for the John Cena tournament, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you're going to be let down again. It'll be, they'll pull somebody off at TNA or something like that. I just don't see him bringing in. I mean, now that Gunther's there, you know who's going to win this thing. I mean, it'd be cool to.
There goes
No,
Ruby.
there he goes again.
He's David Copperfield.
I swear to you, better not be freaking Joe Hendry. Swear to you, I'm gonna turn the TV off. Grizzled Vet, do you think that this is going to be that big return of someone that a lot of people have been expecting?
No, because the big return everybody's expecting, they wanted Jericho or Cole. They're not going to win the no. I'm just going to piss you off. Just say his name and he's going to appear. I think this is how they're going to get Joe Hendry on SmackDown. I think it's going to be Joe Hendry. That's just my thought. Turn off the TV if you want.
Gotta hope not.
Here's my thing though, and this is kind of the way I look at it. Okay, Sheamus is injured. I would have, and I'm using common sense here. I know that doesn't happen in the writer's room. I would have said, okay, due to the injury, his opponent has now advanced to the second round and given Shinsuke the spot. Yeah. Instead of going, oh, now there's a surprise opponent. So we're adding somebody else into the second round who didn't have to go through the first round to advance. I would have, just to keep with the group of wrestlers they picked, I would have said due to the injury, Shinsuke, and then you could have had LA Knight versus Shinsuke and gone, because it's going to be a throwaway match because neither one of them or whoever's going to be in this match isn't going to go on to win the tournament anyway. I would have just done it that way instead of adding because there's going to be the armchair quarterbacks that are be like, well, if Joe Hendry didn't have to, or whoever didn't have to advance in the first round because they just got placed second round due to injury, people are going to, I would have just given it to Shinsuke myself, just saying due to injury, his opponent advances. But like I said, common sense, but none of that.
Yep. Bob, what's your thoughts on it, man? Do you think this injury is kayfabe just to make room for them to bring in a surprise?
No, it's going to be Joe Hendry. He's going to go on to win the tournament, and then he's going to beat John Cena at Saturday night's main event, December 13th, I think. Yes, that's my prediction.
If that happens, this podcast will be no more. I will shut this podcast down.
You will not. You'll just bitch about it every week.
Next, we go to DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus Fraxiom, Exium, and Nathan Frazier. I like this match. I like both Gargano and Ciampa. The only thing I don't like is this. I hate their tag team name, DIY. I just don't like it. But the match was good. I really hope, though, I wouldn't mind seeing these two guys break up because I am such a big fan of feuds between Gargano and Ciampa. They're so good together. They work so well together against one another. Bob, start with you. What did you think about this match?
Be honest with you, I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. I was playing on my phone. I would look up every once in a while and go, it's still on, and go back to playing on my phone.
Robbie, next to you and your nervous system.
I know, right? Of course,
call him Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah.
You gave me a compliment, KG, but hopefully we got the camera thing coming, the microphone camera coming, so that's supposed to be here tomorrow. So hopefully that'll correct this thing. I like the match because I actually like Frazier and Axiom. I think they're a good tag team. I'd like to see them push them. I like them. I think they're good workers and stuff. Not big fans of the other team, of DYI. Not big fans. I'm not a big fan of Canton LeRae or any. I'm not so, but I do Frazier and I like Axiom. So I think they're good workers and stuff. I was kind of hoping they'd go over, but
right.
The way they did it was it was, I guess, a good way to go over. I guess if you're going to do it that way,
this is how my brain works, and this is where I overthink it. I know it's professional wrestling. So the way that DIY won this match was because Candice LeRae was able to take the mask off of Axiom, and then he gets basically pinned by Gargano. Now, this is my issue. The ref now sees that this kid lost his mask. The ref has to know the mask just didn't fall off his freaking head for no reason, that they had to be interference, but yet he still counted the 3 count. This is the little nuances that bothers me, but again, that's just my brain. I'm sure it's professional wrestling, for the love of God. Grizzle, did you like this match? And again, am I just thinking way too much, man?
You're thinking way too much. The match is decent. I mean, DIY, I like them, and I love Fraxiom. I think Nathan Frazier and Axiom, they have to put tag belts on them at some point in time. They're just really good. You're overthinking it because we've seen the mask gets pulled off and the wrestler gets pinned multiple times. That finish has happened so many times. They never go, oh, you interfered, you pulled the match. Oh, that's disqualification. No, they've never done that. So,
which they should though. Unless it's the other wrestler. Look, if the other wrestler, if it's the guy they face that takes the mask off, that's one thing. But again, that's just my brain.
We've seen that finish
times.
Yeah. What's up, Robbie?
You are overthinking it, KG, because obviously the creative team isn't thinking. So you're overthinking. They're underthinking.
Bob, well, you said that this match just kind of was whatever with you. The next match we go to was
Penta. I did like Gargano's shirt though. That's what I was talking about. Their marketing. My daughter actually looked at me and she said, "Dad, you should get that shirt." Because I'm not a jackass. I'm like, I would wear that. That's a shirt you don't have to be a wrestling fan. You could wear that shirt. It just says, "I'm not a jackass." That could be a big seller. Fans might go for that. Yep. I like marketing. I like it when you can do something creative like that.
The next match, Penta versus Finn Balor. The only issue that I had was I knew that the winner of this match is going to face Solo Sikoa, right? Because of that, this match was a giveaway. I knew who was going to win it right away, as far as I'm concerned, because of the storyline between MFT and Penta and Sami Zayn and the rest of the guys, right? So it only made sense that it was going to be Penta that was going to win this match. But it was a good match. Go ahead.
But there's no storyline between Penta and Solo and MFTs. Ray Phoenix is involved.
Oh, Ray Phoenix. You're right. My bad.
So you totally lost me with your conclusion on that one. I'm like, wait, what?
I think they should give
who's going to win.
Give KG the "I'm not a jackass" shirt, and people would go, "He's lying."
Oh yeah, there you go. So
you're right. They corrected me. For some reason, I thought that it was Penta. Right. We had just finished the backstage segment with Sami Zayn, which I skipped over, and the rest of the guys. And for some reason, my brain just went to it was Penta. Thank you for that correction. So, but I was still right. Penta still won.
Well, yeah, Penta's obviously the big because once again, Finn Balor, it's the JD Madonna effect. Judgment Day isn't doing much of anything. Right. If anything, Judgment Day is a Dominic Mysterio vehicle now.
Yeah.
And Finn Balor and JD are just kind of there. And unfortunately, it's the same with the girls, Raquel and Roxanne. They're there. They're all mired in the Judgment Day, and it doesn't really do much for them now. Judgment Day kind of fizzled. So I was going Penta. Yep. My only problem with the match, though, and I have a problem with any Penta match, unfortunately, now, is that, but it's like with any other wrestlers. Penta has to do the same. He has to do the Mexican Destroyer. He has to do this move. He has to do this move. And so sometimes for me, a Penta match just looks like a, dance routine so that they can set up for Penta to do all his. But there's a lot of wrestlers like that. I mean, come on, John Cena has the 5 moves of doom. It's kind of the same thing. But so, I expected Penta to win, but I like Penta, but I don't think they're like they just do the same spots.
But this is the thing. I would be sad if Penta did not do the Canadian Destroyer, although they call it the Mexican Destroyer, it's the Canadian Destroyer, because I love that move. That's probably my favorite move right now in professional wrestling. Robbie, your thoughts on this match?
Good match. I mean, not a Bálor fan, and to disagree with you on that, Vet, you're saying that the same moves. Same thing for Finn. Finn does the same moves. He's got to do the coup de grace, and
Well, yeah, I
so
said it's that with all the wrestlers.
his is the same move too. Right. So I mean, but it was a good match. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was good. Ask Bob, and I bet Bob was playing on his phone on this one too.
Well, I was about to say, Bob, did this entertain you whatsoever? Did this make you put your phone down and sit up and be like, "Oh, this is a good match"?
Was that the main event?
Kind of.
As far as wrestling goes?
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
So what that match accomplished, and this is something they should be proud of, because every time you do something every week, you should want to break your records. This will be the lowest rated SmackDown in the history of the freaking 30-year show.
I disagree.
25 year. No, wait. 25, 20, 26-year show? Whatever. It'll be the lowest rated SmackDown of all time.
This SmackDown was so much better than last week's SmackDown, in my opinion, for myself.
But that's the main event. You see, they promoted it as the main event. Nobody's going to be, yeah, that's the main event. Tune out.
Other than they promoted it as the main event, because I saw that match, saw there was still like 15 minutes left, and thought, "Oh, do we have?"
Well, as far as the wrestling goes,
right, right. Now, I do want to go back to the Sami Zayn promo with the machine guns with Ray Phoenix. And what's the other guy's Dragon Tiger or Tiger Dragon or whatever the fuck his name is?
Dragon Lee.
The way
Nakamura?
this was,
I was say that was Nakamura, dude.
What? Nakamura's there, but there's the mask guy too.
Right.
That was Ray Phoenix. God damn it! See, they all fucking confuse me. What I'm trying to get to is this.
Fire them all.
In there. Too many masks. Fuck.
What I'm getting to is the very beginning of this match was kind of a ripoff of the promo. Is kind of a ripoff of the Road Warriors promo. If you go back and watch Sami Zayn, how he presented himself, and then as he gave the opportunity to the with the machine guns, the Detroit City Guns, what's the name of the tag team again?
Motor City Machine Guns.
Motor City Machine Guns. The way he approached it with one of the guys, and the guy started off with "well," and then handed to his partner. He smacked his partner in the chest. It reminded me of a wannabe Road Warrior.
Wait. So you're saying that they copied a Road Warrior style promo?
No, I said they tried to. They tried
to copy something.
They tried to.
So next you're going to tell me that Hulk Hogan copied, Superstar Billy Graham.
He didn't.
Next,
he didn't.
Everybody copies everybody. Once again, we were talking originality earlier.
Right, but this is the problem.
You're going to do what you're going to do.
Regardless, even if we could say that Hulk Hogan did copy Superstar Billy Graham, at least he did it. At least he did it well, right? This was terribly done trying to do a Road Warrior style promo. Yeah. Not good.
But
I didn't say it was good, but
when did Hulk Hogan copy Superstar Billy Graham? He didn't start wearing the tie-dye gimmicks until like late in his career. Now Hulk Hogan admitted that Billy Graham inspired him. He was one of his favorite wrestlers, but he didn't come on the scene copying. If anybody copied Billy Graham in the beginning, it was Austin Idol and Jesse Ventura.
Well, Ventura there too. I was just going with a couple of names that KG might know.
But people say that they say he stole from Billy Graham. He didn't steal from Billy Graham. Come on.
Nothing.
Is what it is.
Just something that kind of caught my attention, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. I
but like I said, people copy constantly. It's
and I agree. But if you're going to do it well. Go ahead, Robbie.
Okay, so Sami Zayn better buy Roman Reigns a real big Christmas gift this year, because he's still. I've never been a Sami Zayn fan, never been invested in the dude, and to think that he's still over, So, and I mean, the reason why he's over is because of the bloodline. So you better go out and buy Roman a great big Christmas gift that he's still over. And after a couple of years after the bloodline's gone away.
I was,
and the other thing, think about this.
Go ahead, Rob.
But, and then you got, you know, the other guy that how many times they brought him back, Nakamura, like 10 times, and nobody really cares about the guy. You know, I mean, it's sad. And I mean,
boring.
But, you know, they just keep bringing him back. Yeah. You know, they just keep bringing him back and nobody cares.
Go to Sami Zayn. I liked Sami Zayn, the stuff before he was with WWE. If you go back to watch a lot of the stuff that he did before he ever got popular, he was entertaining.
Are we going to go back to El Generico days?
Yes, he was entertaining. He got WWE-nized, as they call it.
Well, yeah. But to bring up Robbie's point about bringing back Shinsuke, not only did they bring him back, but they brought him back as the face Shinsuke again. Because last time we saw him, he was doing this samurai warrior face paint gimmick, and then he shows up on TV and he's back to just with no rhyme, reason, or explanation. They just went, fuck it. Nobody cared for the, so we're just going to bring back the thing.
Right. Bob, do you think that it's time for Sammy to go away for a while?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't do it. Well, I mean, do people still react to him?
He's still over.
Well, then no. Why? Just because he'll appease you or Robbie who don't like him?
Yeah, I just didn't like him. Robbie said,
well, you know, why go away if you're still over? You know.
My son brought up.
I mean, I personally don't care if he goes away. I don't care if they fire him because he's been there a long time. Give someone else a spot, but put Sol Rook in his spot. Oh yeah,
he's hurt.
The thing with Sami Zayn,
Sol Rook is hurt.
Sol Ruka, yes, she still has the knee injury.
Oh my God.
Sami Zayn plays.
It hurts my heart.
Sami Zayn plays that underdog character so well, though.
Sami Zayn's greatest moment was against the Jackass guys at WrestleMania that year. Unbelievable.
I saw that live.
It was awesome.
That was fun to watch.
If you say so.
I was there with my son for the second night of WrestleMania. That was fun to watch.
Were you paying $73,000 for ringside seats?
No, we sat a little higher up, and I paid like $250 a piece. So.
My kid went to WrestleMania once. WrestleMania in Jackson, or what was it, Orlando? I don't know which one. When the Hardys came back, I think it was when the Hardys came back. It was Undertaker against Roman, I think, where Taker left his boots in the ring or something. I don't remember, but I think that's when he was at.
I go to be at SummerSlam here in Minneapolis.
We don't care. We don't care. We don't care.
Are you paying multi-millions?
Yeah, I got my contacts, man.
Press pass.
I wish.
Hey, now I got a question before we move on. Okay, so it's about one of the girls in NXT. Am I the only one that thinks JC Jane looks like Marilyn Manson?
I like JC Jane.
I think Rhea Ripley looks more like Marilyn Manson.
She looks like Marilyn Manson, though.
No, Rhea Ripley looks more like Marilyn Manson than Marilyn Manson.
No.
You don't think Rhea Ripley looks like Marilyn Manson?
And the reason I brought that up is because I was watching NXT. I was watching some NXT that I missed. So then she came out, and every time I see her, I'm like, "There's Marilyn Manson."
Oh, you're right. I do agree. Next was something that I absolutely hated. I thought it was terrible.
We agree on something.
Which was the private talk between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. And let me tell you why
we're not talking about the same thing.
Yeah, let me tell you why I hated it. Because of the fucking music. Now look, professional wrestling, I am supposed to be able to suspend my disbelief to consider this reality. So we seen early in the show, Charlotte Flair get pushed to go talk to she got pushed to go talk to Rhea Ripley, right? So then we come back an hour, however long later, and here's the fucking music. Like it's two bosses from the goddamn mafia talking, the music in the background. I thought that was terrible. Terrible. In what world, if two people could be talking, and then there's music playing? I didn't like it at all, whatsoever. Cooker, I'm sure you can disagree with me. Would you think about them adding that suspenseful music?
I didn't have a problem with it.
How could you not? Robbie?
I had a problem with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just thought it was stupid.
Me too.
It was
Go
just
ahead, Robbie.
another pointless backstage segment that they needed to fill time. I didn't even really notice music. I wasn't really paying that much attention to it. But when you're saying suspend disbelief, it's a private conversation, but they're on camera.
Well, I mean, that's
So therefore, we've already kind of
right.
killed the reality of this. So
I agree with that.
I didn't even notice music.
I think it would have been better that before. So the final segment was Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and Io Sky. They were going to announce AJ Lee as their fifth person to join them. I think it would have been much better that before they introduced AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair came out with Rhea. They kind of shook hands, squashed their issues for now for the greater good. That would have made more sense. And then announce AJ Lee. Although I do agree with what you said, Grizzled, in the beginning. I think that they should have waited for Charlotte Flair to participate, to join the team next week for the Go Home show. So, start with you, Grizzle. What'd you think about this final segment?
Okay, this is what I thought you were going to talk about when you said you absolutely hated it.
No, I hated the segment too, but go ahead.
You hated the segment. Okay, good. Then we're on kind of on. I'm not going to say I hated it because it's just TV, but I kind of figured, okay, the guys had their big schmoz on Monday, so the girls are going to have to do something today. So we're going to have a fight. That's kind of what I was expecting. Right. As far as the Rhea and Charlotte conversation ahead of time, okay, fine. You come out and you say that you thought they should have, shook hands or whatever before they all came out. That's a moment they can do at Survivor Series. Mm-hmm. Something's happening to Rhea, and finally Charlotte goes and makes the save and all that, and then they shake hands at the end of the match or something like that. Well, we can have that moment later.
Right.
My thing was, though, is they're like, okay, we need you 4, it's supposed to be 5. Here's our 5th member. Okay, here comes AJ Lee. All right, cool. I'm excited about that. And then she's coming down. She don't even get to the ring, and then Becky Lynch, and then you never see AJ Lee again.
Right.
And then the other girls come in or there, and they just kind of lay waste on the girls. Nia does the weird annihilator and then bounces on her a couple times, which I thought was odd because I've never seen her do that before. But
I had a problem. Wait, hold on a second. I had a problem even way before then because we seen these guys, they got attacked right as AJ Lee was coming out. Now AJ Lee didn't run to the ring right away because they're getting their ass kicked. No, what did she do? She hesitates, she does blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden, I should run to the fucking ring to save my partners. It almost looked like timing was off somewhere, so she had to buy a couple of seconds in order for Becky Lynch to meet her at the perfect timing. That's just what I read into it. Finish Grizzled Vet.
Well, yeah, you got that point too, but it was just an anticlimactic. Here's our 5th member, and then started smiling. I would have preferred to see a pull apart like we had with the guys on Monday. Obviously, they didn't go that route. Instead, they just laid waste. And AJ, here's our 5th member, and she comes skipping down and then knocked out. You never see AJ again. The other girls get, and then Becky comes in, shakes hands, and all that. They focus more on Becky. AJ just kind of came out and they said, okay, and we're done. All right.
Yeah, she's afterthought. Afterthought. Yeah. Bob?
Yeah, it just kind of came across weird.
Yeah, AJ Lee's reaction when she came out and they're fighting in the ring was just, I laughed at it. I was like, what the hell is she doing? Because it was just the dumbest reaction. And I get it. It's live TV, and sometimes timing isn't what, they sent her out too soon or whatever. I don't know. But to me, it was just like pathetic. It was almost like back when Hulk Hogan was holding Elizabeth's hands in the hospital bed, and they didn't know they were on camera, and he's like, "Give me the T-Zime, T-Zime, give me the T-Zime." Remember? And they didn't realize they were on there, and they said go, and he's, "Oh, Elizabeth," he starts crying. It was like one of those moments.
Actually, it reminded me more of when one of the Usos came back and his brother was getting his ass kicked, and he decided to walk down the ring to his music and dance first before he goes saves his freaking brother.
No, no. One of the best ones of that was I can't remember where it was. It might have been AEW when Matt Hardy is getting his tail handed to him. Jeff's music hits.
I remember that.
And he runs out and
yeah, that's it. The Holy Boys. That's it. Thank you.
And I'm like, what?
Your brother's being killed.
Jeff Hardy did his full arms and high five of the fans, all the way down to the ring.
Yeah, thank you. You're right. It was hard. See, guys, look, this is why, if you guys wonder why I have to have not just one great person, but 3 great people in this podcast, because I suck sometimes. My brain is mush. I have a bad memory sometimes, so I so badly need to be corrected for so many things I get fucking wrong. So thank you guys for having my back for that. Robbie, what was your fan idol? What was your thought for this whole mess of a segment?
It was a mess. It was, and the same. Well, in the AJ Lee thing, I kind of when she kind of just stood there for, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? It just, made no sense. But like, then coming down and Becky attacks her and stuff. So, like Bob said, timing and it's live and everything like that. But yeah, it just, you could have done it a lot better. And here we go with creative and cruising, we could, it would have been better to see him like they did that. AJ go down and try to make this thing because Becky Lynch and, you could have did it different ways.
Yep. Nope, I agree. Now, overall, SmackDown, and that's how it went off. Well, so at some point, and this was before all this shit happens. I skipped over this. Chelsea Green, she's supposed to have her big celebration tonight, but we seen her run past whatever her bodyguard or whoever she is her name, Fire. Alba Fire. Run past her to hide in the back room. Then we seen Julia and Kiana James come in looking for her. They blah blah blah. Once we find her, blah blah blah, and then we see.
I missed this. I did not see this.
Yeah, this is when Chelsea Green reappeared out of the room, telling Alba Fire, "Let's go ahead and cancel the celebration. It's going to get ruined." The fans deserve to have the best celebration there is. Man, is Chelsea Green a face or a heel? I'm so confused by this because I swore I thought Julia and Kiana James were the heels, but yet Chelsea Green's actions tonight of hiding and being a coward was very much heel-like. I'm confused about who's the face, who's the heel. Are they both heels?
I've always thought Chelsea was the heel. I've never seen Chelsea as a face, and I like Julia better than Chelsea Green anyway. So,
yeah,
I've never seen. I think Julia's probably more over than Chelsea, but I've never seen Chelsea as a face at any point in time.
I honestly thought that having Chelsea in a match against Julia for the title, I honestly thought she was a face. I really did.
I saw it in reverse. I thought Julia was the face and Chelsea was the heel.
Yeah. See, I'm so confused about these two. Robbie, you have any answers for me?
Well, I think they're both heels. And then I got to disagree with the Grizzled Vet there. I like Chelsea better than I like Julia. I don't see the hype on Julia. But I think they're both heels. And then I'm gonna go take a shot at Bob's girl that came in afterwards. And they're being smart with Jade, and they're giving her very limited lines so she doesn't expose herself because she's horrible on the mic. Right. So they're keeping it to a minimum with her now.
Right. And Grizzle, because I know you said you missed this. So after all of this, after she canceled her party, after she came up with the reasons, she made the comment that she was the best champion in WWE. Jade Cargill came up and basically said, really? and you've seen Chelsea kind of cower down.
I might have been scrolling on Facebook or something at this point in time because I did not see any of this happen.
Yeah.
I did not see Chelsea or Alba or Julia or Kiana or Jade. Nothing. I might have been pulling a Bob and been playing a game.
Hey, Grizzled, you're saying you're scrolling on your phone. What are you, like a distant cousin to Bob or something? You guys on your phones and stuff?
I was with Bob this time. I was scrolling on my phone or something because I did not see any of that.
Well, Bob, what is your answer to what Idol just said, that they're keeping Jade's line short so she doesn't fuck it up because basically she's that bad on the mic?
I'm sitting here trying to imagine Jade exposing herself, to be honest with you.
Waiting for that wardrobe malfunction.
Oh, sorry. I drifted. Fantasy Island Cooker.
Oh, that's basically the wrap up of SmackDown. Even with all the little things that I kind of complained about, I still thought it was a good SmackDown. I think it was definitely better than last week. I'll give SmackDown a solid B tonight. Grizzle.
I'm gonna give it a C. I thought it was average.
Wow,
It was an
I'm
average
surprised.
SmackDown.
All right,
It was an average
Cooker?
SmackDown.
I'm going to go with the B because I think that opening match was really good. I think that Bronson Reed and the other kid were really good. And I think Cody Rhodes and his promo was great, which bumped it up for me. And then, of course, Jade Cargill looked really good, and AG Lee looked really good. Deer to headlights, but she looked good.
What about you, Robbie?
I give it a solid B.
I'm just
It was enjoyable.
Speaking of solid, I like to give it a solid D. Oh, that's not even
Now,
funny.
before we wrap this up, I want to discuss one thing. Now, we talked about Tony Khan on the last podcast last night, I believe it was, and how he was talking about how the gap is getting closer to the ratings with WWE. Now, the same interview, he spoke about the video he released that pertained to the whole CM Punk and Jack Perry fight. Right now, let's remember that before we see the video, Tony Khan had said this was such a terrible incident that he was afraid for his life. Well, talking about this on this podcast that he was on, he said, and I quote, "What happened in the video and what you believe is in the eye of the beholder." And I had to write about this because I laughed about this because no, it's not in the eye of the fucking beholder. The video shows that CM Punk, what he said, he was 100% accurate. It really wasn't that big of a deal. It definitely wasn't as big of a deal that Tony Khan made it out to be. Robbie, what do you think about those comments that, oh, it's just in the eye of the beholder, even though we have it in front of our face, what was, what actually happened?
Man, I just think this is my thoughts on Tony. He's that little rich kid that spending dad's money. He's one of those kids that was entitled. He was probably, a non-athlete all his life. He's probably the kid that got bullied in school, and he's one of those rich kids that was entitled. Daddy probably bailed his ass out on a lot of things. And his comment about the gaps getting closer and stuff, I have to agree with Bob. I think it's just because of the ratings for WWE. They're kind of shooting themselves in the foot. And that's why that the gap might be closing a little bit, is because WWE may be losing losing people, right, and closing the gap a little bit. But my Tony Khan to me, he's that spoiled little rich kid, that you couldn't stand in school and you can't stand them as adults because they act entitled.
Yeah, look, again, and I say this all the time, I like AEW. I think they have some incredibly talented individuals there. I do, but Tony Khan is making it hard for me to defend AEW just because the shit that he says. Tony Khan should basically be nothing more than the money guy. He should just be in the office paying the bills, paying the salaries, and shutting the fuck up, in my opinion. Grizzled Vet, man, again, it's basically the same question. I mean, you're sitting here, you're watching the video, you see what happened, you see that everything that CM Punk said was actually true. It wasn't that big of a deal. Surely it wasn't as big of a deal as Tony Khan made it be. Oh, I felt my life was threatened. But then he says, oh, well, it's in the eye of the beholder.
Well, I agree with you. You can't say it's in the eye of the beholder when you have, video footage. No, it wasn't a thing. The only reason why they aired that video footage was just because, Tony wanted ratings for the show that week.
Right.
And no, all the video did was everybody went, oh, so Punk's telling the truth, and Tony Khan looks like a pansy because he feared for his life over that. Okay. There was nothing that happened. That video just kind of showed. And now I think Tony's just kind of backtracking, going, well, it's in the eye of the beholder. I'm like, no. But that's Tony. And as far as the ratings go, I find this amusing because this is the first time I've seen any advertising for it. Is on SmackDown tonight. They said that, you can watch the AAA show with Dominic and El Grande Americano versus El Hijo de Vikingo and whoever his partner is. I can't think of who it is right now. Because they're airing the AAA show on their YouTube channel tomorrow live at the same time that Tony Khan's full gear is going to be on the air.
Yeah.
They just kind of went, you know what? Hey, we got a show happening. Let's put it on the YouTube channel for free and see if we can get any of those people who go, well, I don't want to pay $50 for this horse shit. I'll watch the free show on the WWE channel.
Yeah. Yep. Bob, is Tony Khan such a clown that he's on digging a bigger hole for him? And is he taking the company down with him?
Probably. But I think it's smart for WWE to air that show. The Worlds Collide show got millions of views on their YouTube channel. They got over 100 million subscribers compared to AEW, who doesn't even have 5 million. So what the hell? Air it. If you got the camera set up and the feed that to the world.
Yeah, but this is the thing about that.
Over full gear myself, but
this is the thing. That's still not much as far as competition that would take me away, just because it is going to be on WWE's YouTube channel, which means
I'm not going to watch it.
I can watch Full Gear and then at Full Gear go back and watch the replay that's going to still be on the YouTube channel of AAA. So it's not that big of a deal as far as
not at all. I'm going to watch Full Gear, but a lot of people might do like Michael said and say
tonight they advertise it.
Right.
The first advertising I've seen for it.
Yeah.
All. So just
I agree with you.
Jab of, hey, that other show is airing.
Right.
Come watch this instead.
Right.
There are some people who might go, I just wanted to watch some wrestling tomorrow night. $40 free. $40 free. I'm going with free.
Yeah, that's true. Robbie, are you going to be watching AAA instead of Full Gear tomorrow night?
I'll probably watch either one.
Oh, that's the spirit. I'm watching Full Gear myself.
Well,
I'll be watching Full Gear as well. I'll
usually
catch the AAA show.
Usually that's the only time we can go out is because of the wife's schedule. So Saturday you can go out, she can sleep in on Sunday. So we can be out. So
well, that's the great thing about technology, though. The great thing about technology is when you get back home, you can watch it anytime. That's what I'm going to be doing. My wife and I have plans tomorrow. We're going to get back home. I'm going to watch Full Gear. Speaking of, we're going to be doing the recap of Full Gear on Sunday. So any volunteers, let me know.
What time are we going to do it?
Whatever time. Whatever time.
I said to fly, I have to work.
Okay.
Yep. I guess it'll just be me and Bob.
I'll do it. What do I got to do?
Yeah. So
we're gonna do it at night. We're gonna do it at night. We're gonna do it during the day.
That's why I asked
Yeah, Robbie.
Well, that's why I was asking you what time. Then I'll watch the replay.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Oh well, I'll probably be in bed.
What is a good time for you guys? Let's air it out on the air. Right.
I like it when it's dark because I can manipulate the lighting.
Okay. Same time, 7:30 Central. Then,
well, it could be 6:30 Central. I mean, 7:30. What is that? 8:30 our time?
Yeah, same time we do all the
7:30 our time.
What?
Be
He said
7:30 our time. If he did it 6:30. Well, if he
we
did
do
it
it-
6:30 Central, it would be 7:30.
Right.
You could do it.
See,
Maybe
KG,
do it
this is what I have
5:30
to
Central.
deal
It
with
gets
when I
dark
book
here around
guests. Is
6:30.
you gotta know your time zones.
Whoa,
unfortunately.
Georgia.
Yeah. Fine. We'll do it at 6:30 Central, 7:30 you guys' time. That way it'll give Robbie enough time to be able to watch it on that free. Get with Grizzled Vet about that so you don't have to pay for it.
I've sent him.
Look.
He has it.
But
I
anyway, guys.
already got it.
All right.
I hooked my boys up. I'm telling you.
That wraps up SmackDown. Don't forget, you can also catch us on ECUSA. Check the app out. Download the app. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you can find us on social media on Facebook. Grizzle, give them the time of your radio show.
Rasslin Memories every Sunday afternoon, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. This week, Glenn Brockett and I discuss our PWI award picks. And as we've said a few times during this show, tomorrow I will be recording an interview with the one, the only, the amazing Robbie Idol. We're going to talk about his book, Looking Up the Lights, and his career in professional wrestling. And that will air over Thanksgiving weekend. So getting set up so we can take the holidays off.
Yeah, damn it. I was hoping that it was live because I was going to say, you know what, Bob? Maybe we should do it at the same time they're doing their show. So
we do not do live. We record so that Glenn can edit. This is FM radio, so sometimes a wrestler somebody might slip an F-bomb in there. Glenn has to be able to go in and edit. So.
Yep. By the way, I'm pleased to say that our fucks that we like to say on here is not bleeped off on ECUSA, so we can still be ourselves and use our favorite words and curse. Go ahead, Robbie.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
goddamn bullshit.
Right? Well, no. So he said that because I had to do a run-in at the show to kind of promote January 17th, and I had to call out Robbie and I had to call out Bob. And it was funny because of the looks I hit the ring, and when I hit the ring, I yell out, "Where the fuck's your paper champion?" And when I dropped, you seen about 4 people's eyes light up. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, "Ah, shit!" Here, and I just kept going with it. Though.
Wow,
Speaking of Robert, Bob's son, actually kind of, I don't know if it was breaking news or not, but he said for the very first time in his entire career, he's been wrestling about 20 years, that him and his dad, Bob Cook, are going to be tagging together here pretty soon. Nothing, Bob?
Well,
nice. He's going to let his son do all the work. Bob's going to get the hot tag.
I can't comment exactly.
How'd you know that? How'd you know that, Grizzled Vet?
Just a thought. Just a thought.
Hey, I'm 62. Guys. He's 38. Come on now.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, again, that wraps up tonight's podcast. Join us on Sunday at 6:30 Central. We will be doing the recap of AEW's pay-per-view. And then we'll be back on Tuesday to the recap of the Go Home Monday Night Raw. I hope they don't shit on
there's going to be anything on Monday, but oh well.
Yeah, I hope that Raw doesn't share on the pot, because this past Monday was such a great show that should have been their Go Home show. So I'm a little worried about Raw this coming Monday, but we'll find out, guys. Again, subscribe to the podcast, support us. You can find us on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, KG Landry. Also, there is a blog website that the Grizzled Vets created, which is Ring the Damn Bell Professional Wrestling.
GetYourBellRung.blogspot.com.
Absolutely, guys. Until then, you guys enjoy your Saturday.